And welcome back, everyone. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed that break as we are now making our way to the lower brackets. Oh, finally, we get to eliminate some players from IEM Katowice.
Yes, and here we go with this elimination match coming on in. We have TeebuL, the Protoss representative of the OCE region, and we have the Tuna himself, Ryung, the Terran, coming up against him.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough first series that Ryung had against Su. He did end up getting knocked down here to the lower brackets, which is a bit of a shame, especially because there's a bit of hype around him, especially because he's on a brand new team.
Exactly. Here he is on the bottom right-hand corner of the map, making his debut, of course, for Onside Gaming. This is the Korean Terran in the blue, Ryung.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have his opponent, the Pakistani and also English Protoss player. He is red. Representing himself, it is TeebuL.
Yeah, here we go. Now, this is going to be a very interesting matchup because we did see a TvP earlier. We saw Coffee coming up against Zaun, but I feel like Coffee, as well as being a very aggressive player, was kind of the underdog in that matchup. So it makes sense for him to be more of the aggressive player, going for timings, trying to, catch Zaun off guard a little bit. But it almost feels like we're in a totally different matchup here because Ryung, I feel like he is the player that's going to be feeling like he's much more favored in this matchup, and it's going to be on TeebuL to, do something a little bit tricky to try to catch him off guard, to play some tricks on him.
Hey, I can hear what you're saying, Asher. Just say DTs, Bobby. I can feel the invisible man already. I 100% agree. Ryung is the favorite here in this series, and TeebuL, he's gotta whip out the invisible man or something else, crazy enough to catch Ryung off guard and get a bit of a cheeky win.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he really has to, do something that tricks him. And that is something that, stylistically, design-wise, has always been something that, the Protoss race was meant to do. It's meant to be kind of tricky, tech switchy, meant to catch you off guard, trick you in that way. And I think TeebuL, he really epitomizes the race in that way.
Yeah, he's really the most Protoss player that there is in the entire tournament. But maybe Australia. Haas in Australia, So TeebuL, already being a little bit cheeky, he was able to avoid that Reaper. He's gonna be looking to try and slip in with his probe, but he's gonna run into one of these Marines, so I don't know if he's gonna be able to get too much scanning information. He is denied entry into the main.
Yeah, there we go. He does see the Reaper Marine opening, so very, very standard opening coming out from Ryung here. He's going to be pushed back, but gets the scout of the standard Nexus timing as well. Just being a little bit cheeky with this Adept as well. Just kind of, playing the footsies, testing out TeebuL's reactions.
Yes, who can react a little bit faster, as Ryung is, I imagine, eventually going to be wanting to slip into the main base to see what kind of tech is thrown down. TeebuL is opting to go for a Stargate, not a Twilight Council, but we'll see where we go from here. Again, TeebuL isn't the most standard of players out there.
Yeah, so there we go. We will be having that Adept just pushing back the scout from Ryung, but Ryung, he sees the Stargate here. He will know what's on the way. Doesn't quite spot, I don't think, whether it was an Oracle or a Phoenix. I'm not sure if he saw that, but he will be able to go into his Stargate response from here, and I think he will be looking to play a bit more of a passive standard game. With these new maps as well, they're a lot bigger than the maps we had on the last map pool. So I think 3cc is possibly something we might be seeing a bit more often out of Terrans. So a third CC coming down before the second and third Raxes.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryung does play that kind of economic, especially because he's fully aware that he is, again, the favorite, that he has some room to be a little bit more greedy and a little bit more comfortable. So we'll see how he decides to approach this. As you're saying, we have a Widowmine here in the main base. We have Vikings and Cyclones coming out. So Ryung is getting ready to prepare for any kind of Oracle harass if there was one. We can see that TeebuL is just banking up these Phoenixes. He's just kind of working on that Phoenix count as we speak.
Yeah, there we go. We have that third base coming down as well as a Twilight Council for TvP. So,
Oh.
wow, Glaives.
And
Okay.
this is what we were talking about, you know? It's not like we don't know anything when we're like, yo, TvP, he's not standard, all right? He's crazy. He's a madman. And I haven't seen this in a PvT in a long time, going for Glaives.
Yeah, I mean, when you open up Stargate, as well as the potential for Phoenix Colossus, of course, you can go into these Twilight openers. Usually they will be, you know, Charge Phoenix is one that's quite common, or maybe Oracle Blink Stalker. Mass Glaive Adepts is not one that I can say I've seen before.
Yeah, and I kind of like this. This is pretty old school. We saw a lot of Protoss players experiment with Glaive Adepts against Terran in the early days of Legacy of the Void. You can come in with your Phoenixes, you can CC the tanks, and then your Glaive Adepts kind of have free reign over the bio armies. So there is potential here, as long as it goes unscouted, as long as it catches Ryung unawares.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad for Ryung here that he didn't go for a 3cc opening, because that would be pretty rough against this. The other thing is, if he throws down a scan at the natural now and he sees that both gases aren't taken, he's probably going to assume it's charge. And against charge, you kind of want to sit back at home, which I think will work against this as well. So I'm definitely interested to see how this works out. One thing to note as well, Ryung doesn't have a wall off at the natural.
Yeah, there is no wall, only a lone bunker. When it comes to the army as well, we don't have any tanks. We have some Widow Mines that can come into play. God, this is gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like when we saw TvP coming up against a laser, he had this strategy where he massed charge lots for a really long time and then just came in with this huge amount, and this kind of seems like a similar approach. There we go, the first shade going to be committed here. The attack is on. Is there going to be enough in position here for Ryung to deal with this? The mine is down. The mine's going to get a great connection.
Oh my god, the anti-armor missile as well on the Adepts, but do we have enough on the ground here for Ryung? Those Adepts though, oh my god, they're being shredded.
Yeah, the Adepts are being shredded, and I really like how Ryung has set up his army so that not all of it is on top of the Adepts at the same time fighting, and wow, he's absolutely crushed this attack. The anti-armor missile from the Raven really did so much there.
Yeah, it actually did. Oh my god, it was the juiciest anti-armor missile possible, and now the Adepts go down, and Ryung takes the first game.
My goodness, he just dims and stutters his way to victory there. Keeps himself at home, keeps everything nice and safe with that 3-1-1 off of the opening, and he's able to get a pretty convincing defense of that attack.
That was pretty convincing. I mean, he got, of course, TvP did get 12 SCV kills, but if you saw at the end of that game, Ryung was still ahead in the workers. Like, he still had a worker lead despite losing so many SCVs, and of course, that was the entire army committed there for TvP. I'm sure he was expecting kind of a different composition coming into it. The Phoenixes for TvP didn't really have too much to do, to be honest. Like, they came in ready to like CC any kind of high-tech unit, but there was nothing for them, and they all just died. They took Widow Mine shots. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the Widow Mine shots weren't even the most incredible. They didn't land on the bulk of the Adepts there. They actually landed on the Phoenix. But at the same time, yeah, it feels like I think he was trying to snipe a 3cc build there. If Ryung did go for a 3cc and he didn't have stim ready for that, I could definitely have seen that getting pretty dicey.
I 100% agree. It was basically a bit of a gamble because TvP wasn't really able to get too much scouting information. Despite having his Phoenixes, he wasn't able to confirm the additional Raxes that were being thrown down, and by that point anyway, even if he did see it, he had to do something with his army, so he was just kind of, again, going for a bit of a gamble. Didn't pay off in the end, and Ryung takes the first game.
Yeah, there we go. Ryung is going to be taking that first game. And now we have game 2 coming up on Royal Blood.
Oh, yes, exactly. Oh, Smurge, I can see the screenshots on the right-hand side. They still have the carpets. Oh, it's too soon.
Don't make us remember. The memories, they hurt too much.
I know. This went from my favorite map to now I don't know what it is. It's an abomination.
Oh my god. As here we go, spawning in here on Royal Blood in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. He is down 1-0. His tournament life is on the line. Give him all your support in the chat here. This is the Pakistani UK dual citizen in the red, TeebuL.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have his opponent, the South Korean Terran player representing his brand new team, Onside Gaming. It is Ryung. So we got something crazy out of TvP in game one. We got a Mask Glaive Adept all in, something you don't see too often enough in this matchup, is what I will say. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Game two, mate, is this when the Invisible Man comes out?
Oh, it has to be. I mean, I've seen this quite a few times from TeebuL in PvT. He's got a really nasty fast DT build where he skips that robo entirely, proxies a gateway and the DT shrine off maybe towards the third, somewhere like that, and goes for extremely fast DTs. Having seen that Ryung didn't wall off his natural in that last game as well, I think will make him more disposed to go for that.
That's the thing, is are we going to see the TvP special? Because we've casted TvP many times in the Oceania qualifiers or in DreamHack Oceania itself, and it feels like TvP does it at least once every single PvT. To be fair, new patch, new map pool, you know, is this going to deter TvP from his signature build? I hope not, because it can honestly be pretty scary if it goes unscouted. Like, it can be terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely see things getting a little bit dicey for him if that is what goes down. Just gonna be hiding this probe as well, so nice little spot for that. Should be able to dip on back in pretty soon and get that rescout as he did in that last game. Gonna be important to check for a bunker, things like that. Might be able to try to work out, you know, the success of this build as well, the potential.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. As TvP actually doesn't go back in, he's going to be heading over towards the right-hand side.
Oh, here we go.
Throw down the proxy pylon.
Yeah, we were talking about it. We were talking about the proxy. Still not confirmed that it will be DT. There is a potential here for a bit of a later proxy Stargate to go for those oracles as well, with the way that it's positioned there. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he has in store.
I believe, Papi, I believe. Show us the Twilight Council. Show us the Dark Shrine. We have a proxy robo instead.
Okay. Very interesting. So is Ryung going to be able to piece this together? There's quite a few things this could be, and I mean...
Oh, no!
Oh, does the Reaper see it?
He sees it.
The Reaper sees it. Oh, no. What a disaster for TvP.
Oh, my God. The probe is going to go down. TvP is fully aware that he has been found out, and is he going to try and... Yeah, he's going to try and save this. He's going to try and keep this robo alive.
Yeah, I mean, he should be able to rescue this pylon, but Ryung knows exactly what's coming his way now, and I want to be completely honest, this is an opening that's been fairly worked out. I think with a Viking, with a Cyclone as well, these top players can deal with this quite easily, and yeah, there we go, the Cyclone and Viking being started up straight away there for Ryung. He knows exactly what to do here, even has that mine in a sneaky position to maybe try catch things out, but yeah, there's a bit of trouble here for TeebuL.
Exactly. Like, the power behind this is to be able to catch your opponent unawares, and that just isn't going to happen. We can see the Viking already getting into position. You were talking about the Widowmine as well. We have Blink on the way behind this. And I kind of like this from TeebuL. He backs the hell up with that Prism. He's getting the hell out of there.
Yeah. I mean, Ryung's going to be able to land, take out this pylon, so all the value that TeebuL gets out of this is just that Prism. Going into Blink behind this, but this Blink is going to be very heavily delayed. I love this from Ryung as well. Going into a Liberator, so recognizing that TeebuL has committed quite heavily to this kind of all-in that he's not going to be able to go for anymore, and likely won't have Blink ready in time.
Exactly. So... Ryung, I mean, TeebuL, I don't know if he's going to be able to deal with this Liberator. We'll see kind of what position it gets into. At the same time, Reaper sips into the main base, and the Reaper was able to not get a scout off at the natural, so I believe Ryung is not fully aware. Oh, no, never mind. He has seen the Twilight Council. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, there we go. So we're going to be seeing the Cyclone and Viking trading out with the Adepts as well. Oh, the Adepts not going to be able to get that Cyclone.
Oh, no! Maybe a little bit of an all-army hockey here. The Warp Prism shows up, and now it's going to go down.
The Prism is gone, and it can't be remade. The Robo is gone. There's no vision to get into the main base.
Oh my god, a massive mistake there from TeebuL to lose that Prism, and now, as you said, there's no vision to go into the main, so there's nothing for these Stalkers to really do other than contain Ryung, and that's it.
Yeah, but the Stalkers are across the map now, so this Liberator, there's nothing at home to clean it up.
Yeah. A lot of lost mine time here. We do have a warping of Stalkers, and that is going to be able to deter this Liberator for the time being. But again, this is going to be a constant threat here for TeebuL.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, without that Warp Prism, there's so little potential for damage here. There's no Observer either. I wonder if that's something as well that Ryung could maybe abuse, the lack of detection here, as we do see, yeah, you know, we're behind Dark Shrine, but the Liberator almost scouts that as well. I don't think it's going to quite get the range on that.
Yeah, it doesn't come across the Dark Shrine, and I don't blame TeebuL for going for this. I just wish it was sooner. Oh my god, and it does feel a little bit desperate as well. I mean, maybe he can come back with these DTs, maybe can somehow catch Ryung unawares, but I think Ryung, he's already like crossing his T's, like he's getting a couple of turrets up here just in case something comes his way. Like he should be looking to get some detection to his natural as well. He's got a Raven out.
Yeah, I mean, he is very well protected for this. It's one of those things where when you're this far ahead and you feel like the stronger player, all you have to really do is just kind of tick off in your head all the different ways that you could possibly lose and make sure that you have those all covered. Ryung is playing extremely safe here, even going to be sending out some spotter Marines just to see what's going on, and I have a really difficult time envisioning TeebuL getting too much damage with this.
Yeah, I mean, he's warping in a massive amount of Zealots, but this all gets scouted as well. Ryung, he comes across this proxy, even scans to see if the goal base has been taken. It looks like TeebuL was about to take it.
This pro kind of standing a little bit awkwardly there with this gold minerals, just like, oh no, this is a present for my friend.
Yeah, I'm
taking it back. I just wanted to wait here for a sec.
I was just going for a walk. It's nothing to see here as he throws down the Nexus anyway. This probe has to be so embarrassed. Oh my god.
Like, maybe if I just pretend you didn't see me.
He's like, maybe he's not a tuna, maybe he's a T-Rex. Like, if I stand still, he won't see me, you know?
I mean, this is an interesting approach as well. Maybe just recognizing that the potential for this to get a huge amount of damage might be a little bit lower. He will have full map control with these Zealots out on the map. I mean, Ryung can't really move out because he's going to get surrounded and killed by all these Zealots, especially with a tank-heavy army. So maybe TeebuL here banking on the fact that he can keep Ryung at home and get this gold base up and mining. Yeah,
it's one of those things where if Ryung overcommits to dealing with this Nexus, then that's going to be the cue for TeebuL to move in. Like, he's already in position to try and dive on this third base, and he's kind of waiting for his moment. He's going to be revealing himself a little bit prematurely, though, so Ryung is going to be able to respond to that army. God, he has so many mines.
Yeah, these mines definitely going to be a problem. He is setting up defensively really nicely, and I think he can start to think about getting some harass across the map as well. I mean, TeebuL's got a nice spread of vision. He does see a lot of the left-hand side of the map, but probably could have a bit more on the right-hand side. I could see a drop sneaking out here if it takes a lucky path, but yeah, we do see just a lot of map control coming out from him here, and it's going to be interesting to see what Ryung's strategy is to try to deal with this.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, TeebuL does have his gold up and kind of running. He's going to be looking to try and meet the army of Ryung here as well. Ryung, he kind of segmented his own forces, so a couple of Marines are going to be going down, but the Widow Mine shots go off.
Ooh. Yeah, big Widow Mine shots turn that into a good trade from a bad trade. Ryung, he feels the momentum. He's going to be charging on forward, starting to get into that kind of higher supply count where he can do this. And do you reckon he knows about the gold base?
Kappa. We do see TeebuL double expanding, by the way, on the right-hand side, because you know what? Why the hell not? He has to try to come back somehow, and he even skipped his Colossi. He's going straight into Disruptor production as well, and even though TeebuL is down 60 supply, you know, one Nova is all it takes.
Yeah, I mean, Disrupt is great. Comeback mechanic there. Doesn't really synergize too well with Zealots here, but I can definitely get behind having this comeback mechanic, especially if he can, you know, hide behind one of those steam vents, maybe hide on top of one of the ramps, something like that. But we are just going to be charging in on this third.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about. Ryung overcommitted on the left-hand side, so in moves TvP. He's going to be able to deny mining here at this third base.
Those were some very efficient mine shots that buys Ryung enough time. Big disruptor shot. 5 SCVs. Oh my god, the split. Wow.
Oh my god. The first Nova goes off, but only the first Nova. Ryung won't be done dirty 2 in a row. And the problem is that 3 disruptors went down in that trade, and he's hunting down the rest.
Mate, those SCVs got the moves. They're like, we can be Marines. We've seen Marines split, but have you seen the SCV split challenge?
Exactly, mate. Who needs Stim to split, Bobby? Nah, mate. Without that deceleration, mate, we can split for days, Bobby. As we do see TeebuL setting up for a bit of a DT run by the left hand side. He's sending the rest of his army out as well. The armies are just going to be missing each other.
Yeah, there we go. We got the Zealots and the DTs. The Salt and Pepper run by, but the turret was in position. I do like the blink on the tanks here. That's going to get good value, but actually goes down before it can kill them.
Oh my god, the tanks barely survive as well. They focus on one of those disruptors, and there's nothing left here for TeebuL.
Yeah, the disruptors just wander in. Maybe just a little bit distracted by everything that's going down, but I think at this stage, he's just processing the loss. You know, just saying goodbye to the IEM run here. Obviously sad to see him go, but put a really good fight up in this game. Ryung takes the 2-0.
GG, well played. Ryung does take the series, and TeebuL is the first to be eliminated here on the D stream. My heart goes out to TeebuL, but you know, he got to have some quite a number of games here. Quite entertaining is what I will say. You know, he did a little bit of everything. He had the proxy robo, he was going for the gold base, he was being crazy and double expanding. Like, it was good. I liked it.
I really love as well that Ryung scanned for that gold.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like he really just dipped into his brain, his like big book of Protoss BS, where it's just like, not only how can I lose in terms of like putting those turrets up for the DTs, getting the bunkers, getting the mines, it's just like, what would I do if I was a dirty Protoss?
Yeah. The fact that he scanned and there wasn't even a Nexus there yet, but the probe was just waiting for the moment, and he's like, oh.
I mean, like, the question there as well is, do you keep the probe just there, or when you scan, do you like pull the probe out of the scan? Is that more sus if you just like move it?
Do you hope that he like maybe wasn't looking or something? Like,
are you like move back into the scan too early and then pull it back out? Whoops.
Oh my god. Regardless, GG, well played to both of our players here. And I hope that TeebuL, he's able to enjoy the rest of his stay at IEM Katowice. He may be out of the tournament, but he's still there at the event. And going to a StarCraft IEM World Finals is definitely something that I'm sure everyone who's a fan strives to be at. So I'm sure he's not going to, you know, I'm sure he's going to take advantage of the situation, and he's going to be able to enjoy the rest of the tournament. So he's able to just shake off those losses and hopefully have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that last game there, I think he put in a good showing because he was in a pretty rough position getting that robo sniped out, and he made a game of it, and he was able to show what he can do. He was able to show his little bag of tricks as well. So not a bad showing at all, and I hope he's not too disappointed with that one, and yeah, that he can enjoy himself in Katowice.
Yeah, definitely. So much love being sent out there to TeebuL. Meanwhile, I believe we have one series left tonight. We're getting kind of towards the end of the evening. We only have 5 best of 3s, if I'm not mistaken. So I believe we are going to be waiting to see who to cast next in the next round in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I hope for you that we get a Zerg, but I hope for me that we get Coffee versus Ryung.
Coffee versus Ryung will be really spicy. It will be. Because of my biases, like, I would love to see the winner of Cham and Scarlet up against Hearthstone. That'd be amazing, actually. Especially because...
That's
Go on.
I was gonna say that's a matchup that Chem has been winning a little bit more lately. Chem's been going for some big upsets in ZVZ, and I don't know if I'm remembering this wrong, but I'm pretty sure he actually beat Scarlet the last time they played.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna touch on, because we casted the Home Story Cup replays. I'm pretty sure Chem beat Hearthstone.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I could be mistaken, but I believe they were in the same group at Home Story Cup, and yeah, I just double checked. Chem 2-0'd Hearthstone.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So a rematch wouldn't be too bad.
Are we going to see the champion do it again?
Oh.
Could he do it? Could he go all the way and qualify?
All the way, Papi. Let's go. Let's go. He's got the race. He's got the people behind him. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. But alas, it is not up to us. As much as we would love to pick and choose what series we get, we are at the behest of the other streams and the other casters. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we'll find out what series we have.
Yeah, there we go. So go have a look at what's going on at the other streams, check out the other games, and we'll be back very soon.